going to push his way down to about the 12. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Is good. Makes the score Ravens 7, Panthers nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
They're on the 20-yard line.
Bridgewater going to lead the Panthers up here, 1st and 10 at the 20. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
With the carry for
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Bridgewater, a play fake to McCaffrey. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And it's taken in at the 9. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. Everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. From the gun, Bridgewater. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Bridgewater. And he's got his target. That's more. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Complete.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At the 8-yard line.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Again, McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
On the carry.
Christian McCaffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Pollard. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
That's good.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive will continue.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Jackson. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, Jeremy Chin picks it off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Take over first and
well, I'm guessing that we're both just a little bit puzzled here. They had a lot of success on the ground this drive, but they went away from it here, and it'll wind up costing them. I know it's hard to really blame them. If you see defenses starting to stack the box, it's a good time to go to the air. But on the flip side, if you're having success, why not keep running it?
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
brings up second.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Play fake. Bridgewater gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. This will be caught at about the 6. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 4th down. Matt Rule, a risk taker in college, going for it. 4th down, they're going. Bridgewater. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
Complete.
A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
The kick is good.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Brian Burns in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jackson, he sets to fire deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
He's going to let it go again. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
Their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game, you know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll keep it on the ground again here. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. Now the throw pulled in by Anderson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
A gain of 18.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Now a run with McCaffrey. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the 43-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Bridgewater. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 40.
A gain of 18 on the play.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. This is McCaffrey. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
McCaffrey on the carry.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too. .3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
34-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete. Something of a rare incompletion. I remember, Charles, last week under 50% throwing the football. That's what he was, but he has turned that around in this game.
Well, last week was what's commonly known as a fluke. For him to be under 50%, not normal, not the usual. But to be up over 80%, that's extra time in practice, and that's throwing with extra confidence as well.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. But they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His second touchdown of the night. And the Ravens get a bit closer.
His kick
is good.
Makes the score Panthers 24, Ravens 14.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Complete.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From the 40 now on 2nd down, Bridgewater. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And he gets it down to the 32. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
A gain of 7 and a Panther 1st down.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Panthers.
Off the play fake, Bridgewater. That is incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
We're in Baltimore, 3rd quarter action, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And that is incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Deep ball. It's
trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Jackson. He's going deep for Brook, and this will be caught at the 30. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big-time 3rd down play for the Ravens. 44 yards.
7-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. 3 yards to gain there, 2nd down.
To number 23. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Yetur Gross-Matos. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Play action. It's Jackson. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. And the lead will shrink to 6.
Makes the score Panthers 27. Ravens 21.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen, and he'll take this back down inside the 20. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big run.
Now left side on the swing pass. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. From a yard out, and the Ravens are an extra point away from taking the lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it's a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score.
10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Bridgewater. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Pass incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. They'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run.
36-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick. Back
to throw. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Going to give this time to the tailback. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Second and goal from inside the 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow, wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity. This is caught inside the 15. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And now nothing but green
I'm the best in the game. I'm the best in the game.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
It's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at second down.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Troy Pride, and he will bring this It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown.
Joey Sly lining up for the point after.
And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
The kickoff unit.